Hi everyone, haven't lost my marbles. I am not grating carrot in the bathroom like my son thought I was for dinner. I am going to do something really exciting today. Today we are going to use Mrs. Rogers products in the bathroom, for beauty therapy, for a nice face mask and a hair tonic. So welcome to a Wednesday afternoon and Mrs. Rogers in the bathroom again. I want to tell you first about the face mask we're going to be using. Now it's mainly active Manuka honey and cinnamon. I'm going to chuck a pinch of ground ginger in there just because I like the flavour. However, it just gives you that extra exfoliant grinds to, well, you'll see what we're going to do with that later. Cinnamon has really good, supposedly known properties for use on your skin as well as in your body. Apart from the fact it's an awesome flavour and a great smell, cinnamon's been known to really reduce acne. Now, some people say yes, some people say no, it's just a let's give it a go, like pretty much anything these days. But also be aware that being a natural and a really well pure ingredient, you may have a reaction to it. So just do a spot test first on probably your wrist. The inside of your wrist is really similar position, type of skin to your face, so it's a really good place to test. However, I'm not allergic, woohoo for me, so I can have an entire face mask. Cinnamon's also been known to really help reduce redness, aggravation, a few skin conditions like just extra dry skin, probably because it's a very fine grit, so you can use it as an exfoliant as well. However, as I said, it's all been known as, but hey, give it a go. Like any product on the market, you're going to give it a go, aren't you, if you like the possible outcome of it. I'm also going to do a hair tonic with fennel seeds. Now, fennel seeds are amazing. I've done some more research and I'm actually really surprised. Supposedly, fennel seeds are going to help make your hair shiny. They're going to stimulate hair growth, make what's there stronger, which I love because after 3 children I lost quite a lot of hair, and just generally be really healthy and promote growth, etc. for your hair and your scalp. Really good apparently for dry scalps. So if you suffer from dandruff and you're not allergic to fennel, give it a go. Fennel seeds are really good as well for, I've done some research, and you can make a facial toner. So if you've got a spare spray bottle there, just probably about a cup of boiling water poured over a teaspoon of fennel seeds, and let that water, let the seeds seep into the water go cold, and then you can use that water for up to a week, and it will help with the pores, unclogging pores. It'll help apparently minimize pores, which I'm really excited about, as well as do pretty much the same things that other natural ingredients do with reducing redness and promoting skin and all that sort of fun stuff. So anyway, like, share and comment. So like our video, share our video to your friends, message them, say, hey, watch this lady's going to put honey all over her face, and spray fennels and seeds in her hair. And hey, if you've got any comments on anything that I'm doing, please ask. I will do my very best to answer you. So let's start with the face mask. So I've got a large teaspoonful of active Manuka honey. Really, the honey property is just a carrier to put it on your face. However, if you're going to use something on your face, you might as well have the health benefits.
And he says, hello, Mrs. Rogers.
Hi. So yeah, if you've got some active Manuka honey or can afford that in your budget, why not use it? It is supposed to be really good for your skin. Now I'm just using the Mrs. Rogers ground cinnamon, and I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of that. Now this is also something that if you have leftovers, you could most definitely keep it in your fridge. I'm not going to bother re-putting that back right now. And as I said, I love ginger. It probably does have some kind of property, but I'm just chucking it in there because it's winter, a little bit cool, and I quite like the idea of it. But I'm only going to use about 1/8 of a teaspoon.
Nikki also says hello.
Hi Nikki, welcome. So I'm just going to stir that together. Now in these cooler months, your honey might go a little bit solid. You could soak your teaspoon in some really warm water first to get it out of the jar, and then sort of put it in a container like I am and sit the whole container in the water. Or you could put a really small drizzle of just warm water actually in it. Obviously that's going to reduce it. And purely because I don't have time at the moment, I am just going to do this and stir it up. Now, I'm just going to put my hair back because funnily enough, although honey's pretty good for your hair, you don't want it all over your face. So, just going to throw it in that sink. Now, you can pretty much had a fringe cut. That was a silly idea, everybody. That'll do. So now we just want to paint it on your face best you can. And just move it. Try and move it in the direction that feels nice, because generally that's the direction that you want. If you've ever had a facial, try and remember what your beauty therapist did. So we don't want to put it in our eyes, but we need to get it fairly close. And I have got a few zits at the moment, so I'm actually really hoping that this will do me some good. So this mask can be left for up to 30 minutes. It's not like the turmeric mask where you're scared you're going to become an Oompa Loompa. You just wouldn't want to go kissing or hugging anything because it's really sticky. So you just want to basically go everywhere. Now I am prone to getting swollen pores and blackheads on my chin, so I'm really going to make sure I've got a decent amount there. And I don't know whether this is the right thing to do or not. I should be going the other way. But I get acne on my neck, which is just, I get it worse on my neck, and this is where I'm going to have to tie my hair back, worse on my neck than I do on my face. And I must admit, the few facials that I've had in my life, they don't always put everything on your neck. So I'm going to pull a funny face and get this on my neck. Now I'm very pleased that nobody's around me because I smell like a really nice spiced shortbread cake. Okay, so that's a pretty good even coverage, and I've probably got enough left for another one. So if you did want to pop that in the fridge and just sort of warm it with some hot water when you're ready to use it next week, by all means you could. Now I want to talk to you about this hair tonic. I found a lot of recipes on the internet that uses fennel seeds for just with water. However, carrot also has some amazing properties in the sense that it promotes strength, it helps shine, and you could almost just use carrot juice just like you use fennel water. So I thought, why not combine the two? So I've got my trusty old secondhand sort of napkin, and I've finely grated this carrot, and I'm just going to pop it in the middle of that and show you. I've literally just going to make my own carrot juice. Obviously if you've got a juicer at home, by all means what we need is the juice, and this is a good half a carrot. Now you'll have to gauge how much hair you have and how much carrot juice you're going to need. So as you can see, that was the size of my carrot. It was about that long, and I've grated that, and I've got a fairly decent amount of juice in there. Also got very orange watery hands. So I have just put my carrot juice and my fennel seeds in water. Now that's been going probably about 6 hours now, 30 minutes plus. So if you want to make it before, like if you know you're going out Friday night and you're going to do this just before you go out, obviously you want to, you know, pre-do it. Absolutely. And listen, just just put it in the fridge, because carrot juice will go brown. So it's really good for your scalp, as I said. However, it's really good for the ends of your hair. As you can see, I've got pathetically fine hair, which drives me mad. And I've also had it recently cut, so the ends of my hair aren't 100% bad, but they're not great. So all we want to do is spray it, and I got these little spray bottles just at my local craft shop, just because I like the size of them. But you could pretty much use a garden spray bottle. You could use a leftover spray bottle, providing it's clean. You just kind of want to move your hair around, get it all saturated is what we're looking for. Now if you've got blonde hair, just be aware that obviously carrot juice is really strong in keratin, so I'm not sure if it would discolor it at all. Everywhere I've read hasn't said that it would, but I guess especially if your hair is extremely dry, you maybe want to just use water or do a test patch. Now I'm going to concentrate. Now the idea is to not soak your head so it's running down, and ideally you'd want to have a towel on. However, my finger's getting sore. However, you can't always do that. Now we've had a really good post going today on Mrs. Rogers, and a lot of people starting with M up for cooking dinner. Sorry, I breathed it in. So it's a really yummy smell with the fennel. Now you can leave this on for up to 30 minutes, so it's something that matches the mask quite nicely. Now it's the ends of my hair that are my issue, so I'm just wanting to make sure. Now obviously I'd want to jump in the shower once I've finished this. However, I'm hoping I have an audience, so I'm not going to do that. So, just carefully, whoa, it's not that strong, I just have a sensitive throat. So you want to pop that up, and it gives you time to tidy stuff up, go and make dinner, have a glass of wine, a cup of tea. You could even whip up a batch of fudge if you like. So I'm going to leave that for half an hour normally, and I would normally leave my mask for around 20 minutes to half an hour, which just suits it perfectly, from the hair, jumping in the shower, rinsing it off. And you just want to rinse it off, wash it with your shampoo and your conditioner. Or if you're not really going out, I actually like to just rinse mine off and leave it. However, I want to show you, let's pretend that we've had the mask on for a good 20 minutes. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water in here, because I'm wanting to show you what I do with my problem areas. So I just damp my fingers, and I just really get in there. Look a bit like Popeye with my sticky out chin. But as I said, I have really open pores on my chin. I have them around my nose. Oh no, some fell in my mouth and it's nice. I really want to make a fool of myself. I also am really bad just around here at the moment, and as I said before, my neck. Now this is also a good idea just to get it off, or start it moving, because it is really sticky. But the fine granules of the cinnamon give it a really nice gentle exfoliant. Which is so much nicer than, oh, it's all dripping down my arms. I'm a messy Jessie. So I'm just gently going to do it on my forehead and my eyebrow, because I just want to be able to rinse this off and show you. Okay. Sorry about the water noise, everybody. Now when you're rinsing off anything that you've slightly exfoliated with your skin, it's a good idea just to use tepid water, so not too hot and not too cold. You don't want to shock the skin anymore. I know sometimes it's really easy to make it really nice and warm on the cold days and nights. However, that just dries your skin out. So we just want to it off. And normally I obviously wouldn't do this with eye makeup on. However, so it doesn't really matter what you use to get it off. Cinnamon does wash out in a general sense. I wouldn't use your best white flannel, but use something that is comfortable and easy to get off. Now, unlike the turmeric mask, you don't really have to do a second wash because this isn't going to stain your flannel or anything else, and a little bit of residue there never hurt anybody. And I actually really like to, as you can see, my face is a little red. Doesn't hurt, it's purely because I've exfoliated. But what I like to use now is you could either use your Fennel facial toner that you've made. I haven't made it today because I didn't have enough bottles. However, you could use that, or you could put on a moisturizer. I actually really, after I do any facial mask, like to use just pure coconut oil. And I warm it up in my hands and rub it on. And that's really nice. Sometimes I sleep with it, depends on how I'm feeling. I'm just going to pat that. Now, normally I would jump in the shower. However, I'm not going to jump in the shower. I could, I guess, with togs on, but I'm not going to. So I am going to try. I'm going to cover up my microphone with a towel. Here's one I prepared earlier. And just rinse my hair off and just see if in that subtle subtle time, if there's any difference. So bear with me a minute.
I've just turned down Kirsty's microphone so that you're not getting slammed by the water and all the rest. So do, if you've got any questions, do fire them through. We can answer them on the fly or get back to you. And we did, like Kirsty said before, we did have a rather vigorous post went up earlier where you needed, we asked people if they wanted to tag people who their name started with M because they could make dinner for tonight or for this week or next week. And there appears to have been a lot of people who have seized the moment and have written their friend's name, and there's a bit of vigorous conversation going on from all concerned, which has been good. We get the notifications coming as we film these lives, and they are going absolutely gangbusters. So this is a bit of an experiment. You've probably seen there's been a few posts going around the internet to use a cinnamon face mask, but this is our own invention. This is a cinnamon and active Manuka Honey face mask, which is a little bit different than what you'd normally see, but as you've already seen from what has been done previously, it's worked quite well. I was expecting a lot more mess, but not so much. Alright, so we're rinsing out the carrot juice and the fennel from the hair. As I said before, normally it would you'd leave it in there for about an hour or so, but we don't have an hour, and you don't want to watch us walking around with no commentary for an hour. So it's come out after about 10 minutes, and we're back to it.
Okay, guys. So I'm doing my famous rock and roll style here. Sorry, I should have got out my hairbrush beforehand. Sorry, everyone. So I'm just going to brush my hair and see how knotty it is. Normally I can't get the hairbrush through in one streak. And remembering I haven't even shampooed or conditioned my hair. And you can see how terribly fine my hair is. However, let's take this piece here. And I'm not going to get out my hair dryer because that would be a silly point to do. But yeah, I can feel, my split ends don't feel as split endy, good band, as they used to actually. Yeah, it feels good. It'd be interesting to see what my hair's like once it's dry. Yeah. So, hey, give it a go. Try your cinnamon face mask. Try your fennel and carrot or water hair tonic. I will pop these recipes up as soon as the video is posted. And yeah, let us know how you go. Give us feedback. What do you want to see? What would you like me to do next for the Facebook Live? I've got some ideas, but always keen to have any feedback whatsoever. And I'm sorry for all the people starting with M that need to cook dinner for the next week or so. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.